I don't know how long I've been talking to myself, but I came back to check the comments and I saw there were 0 viewers. And then I went on YouTube and saw that the video was over. In fact, it said it had been over for an hour. So I'm going to see if anybody comes back or what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Really don't. I don't know what's going on. There you are. What's up? So I don't know what happened. I was sitting here talking to myself for a very long time, I think is the situation. It's frustrating. Anyways, welcome back. Nice to see all of you. Let's see. All right, there we go. So yeah, again, we're getting some people starting to pile in here again. I don't know what happened. We'll do a quick recap of everything that happened here. I don't know where we cut off, to be completely honest, but we'll just go to here. We got Jamin Davis, Tay Gowan, Joe Tryon to the Lions, Ventrell Miller to the Browns, Darius Stills to the Vikings, Calvin Joseph to the Browns, Alim McNeil to the Packers, Aaron Robinson to the Falcons, Xavier Thomas to the Chiefs, Fedi Milfonwu to the Buffalo Bills, Paris Ford to the Chargers, Amari Rogers to the Eagles, Victor Dimukeje to the Saints, Benjamin St. Juste to the Packers, Jalen Darden to the Tennessee Titans. Basically, I've just been going through looking at each individual pick and kind of looking at some of the insights and whatnot. Again, largely apparently been talking to myself, but whatever. I've learned a little bit, I guess. I got to interact more with the comment section, too, because I came back and I saw it had 0 views. I cut off at Freiermuth. That was a while ago. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? That's all right. Yeah, I don't know. It says technology is not being kind to do that today. That's absolutely the truth. That's weird. I've never had that happen before. I don't know what happened. But all right. So we're pretty close to being back to where we were, full strength as far as viewers. So let's get caught up. I'm gonna pick up where I left off, and we're gonna try to get caught up. I had all these guys we looked at, and we're gonna pick. No, we're not. We're just gonna go from here. Anyways, Jalen Darden to the Titans, Rams, Alaric Jackson, James Hudson, Jared Patterson, Chase Lucas to the Rams, Janarius Robinson to the Baltimore Ravens, and somebody to the Saints. We'll just start from here. Thanks for jumping back in with me. I appreciate that. Hunter Long, tight end to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Take a look-see at Hunter Long. Bing, bang, boom. Tight end, 6'5", 253 pounds. And as you can see, grades out extremely well as a receiver, which I think, although this isn't bad, 70.6 run blocking grade is not terrible. But, I mean, this is what you're looking for. Nobody cares if you can block in the NFL anymore unless you're the Green Bay Packers. He's obviously a very good receiver, so way to go, Gare. Way to go, Gary. See what the Jets have done now that we got some time to kill, now that we're kind of caught up. If I knew how to do things. A lot of picks, man. A lot of picks there. We got to get some offense going. We got 2 linebackers before we got a single offensive player to help Justin Fields. And I'm not saying your offense is terrible, but let's get something. Let's get something going here. Nope. This has got to be a bot. This is a bot. Jordan Smith, edge rusher out of UAB. It does take it all the way down to 0 every time, so I'm going to assume that that's what it is. Jordan. Whew, there's a lot of Jordan Smiths. K-State. Here we go, UAB. 6 foot. Yeah, I remember that. Something about UAB guys are just crazy tall. Look at this guy, though. 91.4 pass rush grade, 50 pressures on 246 attempts. We're talking 20%. Only 5 sacks, but that's misleading. We got a pick in here. That's misleading. The guy's getting to the quarterback 20% of the time. Chargers select Deo Odenigbo, edge rusher out of Vanderbilt. So many edge rushers in this class, man. So many edge rushers. Let's check out Deo Odenigbo. Want to come home? I don't know. I was trying to think of something like sacking a quarterback. There's nothing there. 6'6", 276 pounds. Another big human being. 25 pressures out of 247. So again, roughly 10%. It's not great. I mean, 10% is just kind of yeah. And you expect him to be better in college, especially when we're talking about Vanderbilt. It's not like Alabama. I mean, it's whatever. And then your tackling grade is just abysmal. The guy's not a good tackler. He's not great against the run, which at 6'6", 276, you kind of hope he'd be better at that. I know we're already in the 4th round, but yeah, it is what it is. Cleveland Browns. Mustafa Johnson, my man. Why is he my man? I don't know. He just is. Mustafa Johnson, 6'2", 290 pounds. It's always funny when you see it. As soon as I see 6'2", 290, I'm like, this dude's a pass rusher. The guy's just an absolute freak run defender who's decent as a pass rusher. 18 out of 246, so not quite a freak of freaks. But hey, the guy's hammering it on the interior as a run defender. So I'll take that all day any day of the week. Solid. Are you guys still with me? Still with me. All right. Yeah, Bananas, I'm sorry, man. It just cut out. I didn't do it. It even said I was still streaming. It was like, would you like to end the stream? It's like, what stream? You cut me off. I checked Facebook. I was cut off. I don't know. Chris says if this was the Packers' actual draft, I'd need some alone time. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's definitely a fan favorite kind of mock. Cincinnati Bengals take Josh Ball, offensive tackle out of Marshall. I feel like this is a big human being. Could be wrong, though. Josh Ball. I want to check what the Bengals have done so far, too, because I know they neglected tackle at first. Yeah, 6'8", 309. Dude is just an absolute tree. Grades out pretty well. Again, it's Marshall, so it's kind of like, I don't really know. But at the very least, you better be good if you're, playing for Marshall. Let's see, 0 sacks, 0 hits, 4 hurries given up. Not too terrible. I want to check really quickly what the Cincinnati Bengals. So first offensive lineman actually was Josh Ball. See if I have time. Do I have time? Do I have time? Do I have time? I know they did something. Oh, they got Riley Reef. So that, again, that's like, all right, so we got Riley Reef. So that actually makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense because we've got a left tackle. We went out and got Riley Reef. We can get interior. We don't really need offensive tackle, but if you're going to get an offensive tackle, you get a guy like this with a lot of upside that's a later round guy that can eventually maybe take over, or if it turns out he sucks, Walker Little to the Lions, then we move on. Also, out of curiosity, he is strictly a left tackle. He's played. He was a first-round prospect since forever, but just injuries and injuries and injuries, and now it's. I mean, you got some people saying this guy, he's an undrafted free agent. I mean, straight up, the guy is just. It ain't gonna work. 6'7", 309. Again, the pass blocking has been solid when he plays. It's just getting him on the field has been somewhat of a struggle. And then the run blocking is just abysmal as well, which is also not great. I know it's not as important, but it's still something. Fairly strictly a left tackle, but he has been on the right side a couple times. Carolina Panthers now. Wayne Eskridge, wide receiver, Western Michigan. We have gotten some offensive help, at least a little bit, although not a quarterback. Neglected that position. When am I? I'm still the 5th round. I got to start paying attention to that. But let's see. That's pressure. We don't care as much about that. There we go. 5'9", 190. So automatically you look at slot, and actually only 20%. He's actually been on the outside. You wonder if they're going to keep him outside in the NFL, but the guy's been fairly good, although 2 years in a row, he hasn't really played very much. He's been there for 5 years. The last 2 years, he hasn't played very much, but he's graded out extremely well. Off. Let's just go look at KJ Britt. Y'all still with me? Still there? A couple of you still there. All right. 6 foot, 243 pounds. You can see 2020 was not the greatest year, but again, only 2 games. 2019 was absolutely solid, and you can see the progression. Boom, boom, boom. He keeps getting better every single year. So, I mean, 6 foot, 243, he kind of fits the mold. He even had 7 pressures, 2 sacks, 47 tackles. 11 misses is not the greatest thing in the world. And then in coverage, 10 of 15, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and a pass breakup. So, works for me. Jacksonville Jaguars and Gary submitted their pick. Oh, yeah. C.J. Verdell, running back out of Oregon. I'm trying to see if I can't recall anything about Verdell. See what we got. It's kind of interesting too with the Jacksonville Jaguars because I can't tell if you guys are locked into that running back. It seems like a no-brainer because he was very, very good, but it's like, yeah, but he's an undrafted free agent. Like, I don't know. You just feel like coaches would look at it and be like, nah, we could do better. Let's see. Let's look specifically at his running ability. So he grades out fairly well. 5'10", 210 pounds. He's got a decent build. 5'10" isn't big, but it's not like he's 5'10", 190. I mean, he's still 210 pounds. 4.8 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. The year prior, 6.2 yards per carry and 8 touchdowns. 4.07 yards per attempt after contact. 31 carries over 10 yards. So, you know, I don't really know. That's the thing. Are we looking for Tutu Atwell? I love Tutu. Big fan of Tutu to the Giants. And it's cool because they got Kenny Golladay, and now you got like Tutu, who's a little bit more of the dynamic, fun guy. But I guess you're looking at this. Is this the guy that's going to take over? Probably not. But you got maybe a little bit of a 1-2 punch. Tutu Atwell, I'm kind of curious to see what his stats are and whatnot. The cool thing about him is his motion and rushing ability. But 5'9", 165 is obviously going to be the biggest red flag. Didn't actually grade out all that well. Primarily a slot guy. Let's go to his receiving grades. Much more important. Much better grades. Good hands, you can see here, and then his actual drops, who knows, they changed this. Oh, there you go, 2 drops, not terrible. 13.6 yards per reception, 7 touchdowns, 625 yards. I like Tutu, man. I like him. Jason says Peyton Turner would be a nice edge bargain at this point. Let's see if Peyton Turner ends up going anytime soon here. Trey Hill, huh? There's another. This happens in the real draft too, which is kind of fun. It gets you excited for the draft. You're going through this, and it's such a whirlwind, and there's all these guys everywhere, and then you see these names like, wait a minute, he was still on the board? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Same with. Mark was the Cowboys, and he needed to bow out, apparently. So that's the one I made the trade with. So I'm assuming he was at least here for a while, but it looks like Dallas is no longer drafting. Texans are a robot. Seth Williams out of Auburn goes to the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, they have some good wide receivers, but also, you know, they have 2, and then there's a big drop-off, and also one of them is a little bit older, so it's just a good value. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like you're not going to say no if you just really, really like the guy, you know? Maybe not your top priority, and Vikings fans are going to look at it and, you know, slap their head and everything else, but, you know, it is what it is. If you like them, you like them. Let's see what the Texans pick here. This is a grind, man. I've actually done live streams on the draft itself. It's so exhausting. It's weird. I don't know why it's so exhausting. It just is. I guess because you feel like you have to be doing stuff. Patrick Johnson, edge out of Tulane to the Houston Texans. It's not like you're just sitting here watching. All right, Seth Williams, 6'3", 211, big-bodied human being. Looks like he has some serious drop issues. You can see he had 8 drops on the season, which is not great. Do they have contested catch? That's probably what this is, contested catch percent. So 30% on contested catches. The only reason I'm wondering is because when you're 6'3" and you got drop issues and you don't seem to be that great of a receiver, it's like, well, can you at least get those 50-50 balls? Apparently not. He's 30% on 50-50 balls. So that sucks. But, again, if you like him, you like him. Let's see what the robots are doing these days. What was he? He's an edge rusher, right? Yeah, Tulane. There we go. 6'3", 255. Not a giant human. 33 pressures at a 284. Obviously, very good pass rusher. At least he's got the numbers and whatnot. As far as everything else is concerned, kind of whatever. But again, when you get later into the draft, if you can just get the quarterback, like, oh no, that sucks. James Wiggins, free safety out of Cincinnati to the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they already got a safety, so this will be their second safety. Let me confirm that. Nope, I'm just lying. I'm just saying stupid stuff just to talk, apparently. I could swear they got a safety. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all good. All right, James Wiggins, safety out of Cincinnati. So again, 2018, solid year. 2019 didn't play. 2020 was kind of a mediocre year. Somewhat condensed, but it looks like mostly a full season. 20 receptions on 39 targets, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick, and 3 pass breakups. Decent enough. The only thing that's troubling is it says he's a strong safety and the guy can't tackle. So that's not great. But hey, if you can cover, then you can cover, I guess. Robots back on the clock. Yeah, I got a donation. I'm glad I have that stuff up after all. Thanks for who did that. I don't know. I just got an email saying I got a donation. I appreciate that. Let me see if it tells me who did it. Or maybe it says on here. Maybe you guys can see it. What does it say? I don't know. Oh, is that Quentin? Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm going to have a taco in your honor. A $10 $10 taco. Thank you, man. That's awesome. What are we doing? All right, now I got a little bit more energy. Nico Collins. Now that's a big wide receiver. I don't know why I feel like that. That's like a fun game for me to guess. Like, he's big, right? 6'4", 218. Nailed it. 6'4", 218 pounds. Why is this all messed up? He didn't play in 2020 is why. But, yeah, seems fine. Again, you look at 6'4". There you go. That's what I want to see. 63.4% of the time, the guy's getting 50-50 balls. If you're going to be just big, just be very good at being big. Miami Dolphins select Peyton Turner, edge rusher out of Houston. Got to get comfortable. I'm out of coffee, so I'm relying on your donations to keep me up. I noticed I was falling out of frame. I'm slumping in my chair so much. Oh yeah, there you go. Diamadore Lenoir. That's a name. That's a name where it's like you're just trying to make me look stupid. And that's not very nice. Peyton Turner, edge rusher out of Houston. 6'6", 270 pounds. There you go. That's what I like to see. Light it up, son. 90 overall pass rush grade. Only 11 pressures, but hey, that's out of 100 attempts, so that's not too bad. And it's not like it came out of nowhere if it was like terrible grades, but you can see he took a step in 2019 and then another step. Even if we're going to say that step is a fluke, fine. Let's at least give him credit for this, where he had 33 pressures on 300 attempts, and the ratio is about the same. So that's about right. The sacks are not super high, but again, 4th round, if you can just tackle the quarterback, I don't care. All right, you're a situational pass rusher. I'll take that. Vikings on the clock. Get these dumb headphones off of here. Cade John. Yeah, we are in peak brain melting. It's like we already drafted that guy. No, we didn't. All right, let's look at Diamadore Lenoir. So I can say your name wrong and look like a dummy. Cornerback out of Oregon, 5'11", 195 pounds. Bit of a drop off, but again, we're going to give you a little bit of a credit here. And that, again, the cool thing, you see this, the guy plays safety, plays corner, so he's kind of one of those kind of versatile kind of guys. Great tackler, great run defense. Coverage is obviously the most important thing out of here, but you can see that the coverage, even if you just look at the statistics, they're fine, you know. You got people talking here. Doesn't look like anything I need to see. But yeah, he just seems like a solid dude, you know. I mean, I don't know what he's going to be in coverage, but we'll try him out. We'll see how it goes. And if nothing else, he'll be really good on wide receiver screens. Oh, we got this. Rashad Weaver, edge rusher. I'm telling you, there's a lot of edge rushers in this class. Whoa! Tennessee Titans. I was all excited because I got all caught up. What happened to the Titans? Oh, we got Quinn out of Whitewater, my old alma mater. Can you call it an alma mater if you didn't graduate? Whitewater is where I, you know how I can't think real good? It's because of Whitewater. Rashad Weaver, fantastic grades, 23 years old, 6'5", 270, 48 pressures out of 306. I mean, that's just stupid, man. That's just stupid. That's a lot. 10 sacks is fine, but dude. And he had 45 pressures out of 324 the year prior. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I don't think Quinn is on. I think he's on here, but I don't think they have stats because he plays for a D3 school. Let's see. Let's see if they've got anything. So they gave him this. I don't know if that's just from Senior Bowl. I don't think so. That's kind of high, but I don't know what that's from. They must have found some tape somewhere and graded him, and he's just dominant because, again, he plays for Whitewater. And when you play for Whitewater and you're a football player, like a pro, you're going to dominate everybody. Dalen Hayes, another edge rusher, this time out of Notre Dame, goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Again, Seahawks just need a lot of stuff, man. So they can pretty much do whatever they want, and you're not going to be too mad about it. Whitewater's fun. That was fun. 6'4", 270. This is just the zone, man. Everybody that we've looked at, 6'4", somewhere between 265 and 275. 6'4" to 6'7". It's just every single person. That's just the way the NFL's going, man. That's just what everybody wants. The 245 speed bend guys are just not showing up nearly as much. And then usually when they do get drafted, because they get a ton of sacks in college and they're super fast and all that, they go up against NFL caliber tackles and they don't do anything, and they just suck as a pro. Wait for this pick, but he looked pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Are you guys still here? Let's check. How we doing? Hey, you're still there. Oh dear, your video has just started. I think you know. Martina. I think you know. With that Arizona wide receiver, it's looking mighty scary. Hop, Fitz, Green, Kirk, Andy, Newsome. Yeah, we'll see if they can do anything with it. They've been drafting and stacking wide receivers for 2 years now. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, Chuba Hubbard. And I don't want to hear anybody tell me it's Chuba, because it is Chuba. Chuba Hubbard. 5 years at Notre Dame. 6'4", 270, 33. Yeah, so again, the pressures are great. The sacks, and at some point, I can't say sacks don't mean anything. If you only got 3, that kind of sucks a little bit. Let's check out Mr. Chuba Hubbard. I like Chuba, man, because his name is Chuba. All right, we're back. We're gonna make it. We're on time here. The Jaguars. Jack Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Interior offensive lineman for Texas Tech will be with you momentarily, Mr. Anderson. 6'2", 208 for Mr. Chuba Hubbard, 21 years old, youngin'. Did have a step back a little bit in 2020. So again, little minor red flag, but dude broke almost 2,100 yards in 2019, 6.4 yards per attempt, 21 touchdowns. Did have 5 fumbles, which isn't the greatest, but man, that is sick. 1,300 yards after contact. So, I mean, he's a fun guy that somebody's really going to love to have there, and it's not kind of What am I trying to say? Not like a lock home run hit, but he's going to be fun. Why don't you work? Whatever. I don't even care. I don't even care. This is really bad timing to be doing this. We need to figure out the offer for the house. I'm doing a stream for football, man. We're doing a mock draft. Priorities. All right, let's try Jack Anderson again. Can we try this, keyboard? You going to work for me? Oh, there we go. Ha. What do we say? Guard out of Texas Tech, 6'5", 315 pounds. First thing I want to know. Primarily a right guard, played a little bit of center, so he probably has some concept of how to do that if you really want to push him in that direction. Fantastic pass blocker, always have been. Took a step as a run blocker. So there you go. And then Richard LeCounte out of Georgia goes to the Cleveland Browns. 5'11", 190, a little bit smaller, but again, who cares? Is not a big deal. Took a slight step back in 2020, but the coverage has been on point pretty much every year. He's allowed 3 touchdowns in his entire career. He's got 8 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, only allowed 84 yards. Again, not super spectacular, especially this stuff, but if he's a free safety, if he's just going to be a center fielder, I'll take it. Again, later in the draft, if you're just a specialist, that's cool, right? Got another safety here, Jamie Sherwood. Going to Baltimore. 6'2", 220. This time around, we got a strong safety, not a free safety, and we're looking for a guy that can tackle, and man, can this guy tackle. Again, coverage kind of sucks a little bit, but you load him up in the box, you let him run around like a heat-seeking missile and just blow people up. That's what you're getting in Jamie Sherwood. Saints now on the clock. Just got back to my parents' house. All right. This may have to get cut short for the second time. I'm just letting you know right off the bat. I'm loving your company, and I really would like to get through this, but as I said, not the greatest time in the world to be doing this. Saints are on the clock. Saints are on the clock. Packers now back on the clock, but the Saints select Ernest Jones. I don't know why I can't get excited about linebackers. I don't know why. Probably because almost none of them are good in the pros. I mean, you'll have like one draft where there's 6 really good wide receivers in the NFL. How many dominant... Are there 6 good linebackers in the NFL right now? And be honest. Don't give me this nonsense. This guy's good in coverage, but he can't tackle. Or this guy's good against the run. Or this guy had 2 good games. I think most of these linebackers are kind of trash. And maybe that's just the virtue of the position because you're put in an impossible position. Plus, everybody likes the coverage guys, and those guys can't tackle. I don't know. I just can't get into it. But Ernest looks decent. I mean, he fits the prototype. He's tall. He's a little lighter, so you assume, at least you can imagine, that the guy can fly around the field. I don't really know if he can. Doesn't seem to be super great in coverage, although not a massive liability either. And he can tackle, so I'll take it. Packers now, 6 seconds over. What do we got? Kylan Hill, running back out of Mississippi State. Not nearly as big of a need now that Aaron Jones is back, but we've kind of just got the 1-2 punch, and now we've got the 1-2-3 with Kylan Hill. Obviously, the Packers have started to prioritize the run game much more than they ever did under Mike McCarthy, and with this pick, even more so. Now, the biggest question is, what exactly can this guy do? We'll start with running the football at 5'11". Again, dominant at Mississippi State, but a slight step back again. But 3 games, you kind of just scratch the whole season. But 5.5 yards per attempt, 6.3 yards per attempt, blah, blah, blah. 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. If you look at his receiving ability, it's there, at least this year. But prior to it wasn't. So we're going to, again, get rid of this and say that the guy's not a good receiver. And I'm assuming he can't block. But we'll check it out anyways. Yeah, he cannot block either. So he's just a runner. He's just a runner. And, you know, I mean, maybe you can build on that. It's not to say he can never catch a pass, but he's the number 3 runner is what he is. Minnesota Vikings select Brady Christensen. Wow. I don't even need to look. This guy, he's a stud, man. I mean, he is. I think he's a top 3 player in terms of PFF grades. Um, I mean, it's just here. I'll show you. I think you can see this, right? Yeah, you can see this. Look at that. I mean, what do you want me to say? 96 overall grade, 95.2 pass blocking, 95.5 run blocking, 6'6", 300. He's been dominant. That's a good pick. It's just a good pick, man. I do kind of wonder how guys like that fall. Because obviously PFF is not the be-all, end-all, but he's obviously very good. And you got a bunch of guys that have gone that are not as good. I don't know. It's just weird. Ambry Thomas, cornerback out of Michigan, going to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think I should just stop guessing because I've been wrong about everything, but I thought they got a corner. They did not. So they got Kadarius Toney, wide receiver, Jackson Carman at tackle, Xavier Thomas at edge, and Ambry Thomas, Thomas twins now, to the Chiefs. 6 foot, 183. Grades are there, man. Didn't play in 2020, but you got to like that for sure. I mean, the stats are there. The grades are there. Works for me. All right. But also, no, I'm not going to complain. Osa Odigizua, defensive lineman out of UCLA, going to the Buffalo Bills. I know they got an edge rusher earlier, so we're going to keep building up that defensive line. Mr. Odigizua, 6'2", 279. As you can see, the run defense grades have been there. The pass rush has been coming along quite a bit. 25 pressures out of 25 out of 263, nearly 10%, which is, I mean, it's fine when you're a really good run defender. It is, again, it's a little surprise. This always freaks me out. The guy's not a great pass rusher, but he can stop the run, and he's 279. It just feels like he's going to go to the pros, and he's not going to be that good against the run anymore because he's 279. And I don't expect him to become a better pass rusher, but hey, I'll take it for what it is. He's good at it, and he's going to stay good at it. That's what it is. What do we got, Jags? What do we got? Thomas Graham, another cornerback. That's another position group that's relatively stacked. There's been a lot of corners that we've seen go. What else is it? There's been a lot of edge, a lot of corner, decent amount of linebacker. Obviously, there's no quarterbacks. Yeah, been a lot of corners and edge rushers. 5'11", 197. A lot of Oregon guys, especially DBs. You got Javion. Who was that? I don't know. But again, the grades, all these Oregon guys are just studs, man. These guys are good. I mean, again, you got questions about the school program, questions about the size and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, run defense, tackling, pass rush, coverage, does it all. And I'd be willing to bet if we look at it, he kind of plays multiple positions like a lot of these guys do. So I'm kind of down on some of that, man. That's pretty nice. New England Patriots select Talanoa Hufanga. I dig it. It's got kind of a cool name. I don't know why. All right, so strong safety, real good in coverage, but nothing wrong with the run defense and tackling either. It went, kind of down a little bit, but you can never go wrong with coverage, right? I mean, if you're a strong safety that can cover, that's not a problem. If you're a free safety that can't cover, but you're kind of good against the run, that's a little bit more of a problem, right? But 72.5 passer rating when targeted. The guy does his job. 1 touchdown allowed, had 4 picks and a pass breakup. So I can dig it. And again, he's not bad against the run. 6'1", 215. He's got the build for it. I think he'll be fine. Whew. KJ Costello, quarterback, Mississippi State. So that's exciting, man. We get another quarterback. And again, you got to figure probably not going to be our long-term starter, right? But it's something to look forward to. 6'5", 225. Nothing wrong with his size. That's problematic. Oof. That sucks a little bit. 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Oof. So there you go. I think I'll go up and get some coffee or something. Maybe that's what I'll do. Washington's pick is in. Kenny Yeboah. I like Yeboah. Another Ole Miss guy. I think I've just got a Ole Miss bias this year around because I like their quarterback for some random reason. 6'4", 240. Again, kind of fits the prototype. He's tall, smaller, so he's presumed to be not great of a blocker, but a decent receiver. You can see he doesn't grade out super well as a receiver, but that's what he's better at than whatever else. 524 yards, catches 82% of the passes thrown at him. 6 touchdowns is not terrible. You can see the 75% 50-50 balls. 50% in the slot. So yeah, he's a receiver. That's what he is. And again, you get him late. I like Yeboah. I just do. Packers now about to make their pick. Bobby Brown. Oh, that is an inappropriate song that I would love to sing right now. If you know, you know. I don't know. It's I can't even think of his name, so forget it. But it's a song. We're looking for. There's a lot of Bobby Brown. Look at this: Bobby Brown the second, and 2 Bobby Brown the thirds. That's something. That's interesting. 6'4", 325. So another like big nose tackle type guy at 325 pounds. Obviously a better pass rusher, 16 pressures on 188 attempts. So you're getting that. But again, at 325, there's definitely a hard ceiling of what you would expect him to be able to do in a season. But you see the run defense. So we're just stacking up the run defenders for the Green Bay Packers. The Vikings now back on the clock. I think I'm going to get through the 4th round. I'm going to step away and take a break, and you guys talk amongst yourselves. Man, stupid interest rates keep going up, man. What's up with that? What's up with that? We missed the good stuff. Marlon Williams, wide receiver out of UCF to the Minnesota. Another wide receiver to the Vikings. That's strange. This has to be a bot, I would think, because that doesn't make any sense. Could be wrong. Maybe Tony's hanging out and just likes wide receivers, but if I'm not mistaken, y'all have... Oh, that's your 3rd wide receiver. It's just me. Nobody's even here anymore. That doesn't make any sense. But let's check them out anyways. Ayo. That's pretty good, right? That's solid. 88. If you could show me the right category, that'd be great. Look at that. 14.6 yards per reception, over 1,000 yards for the first time. 10 touchdowns. So, sweet deal. Last pick in the 4th round, and I'm going to step out for a minute. Our Packers GM said he had no intention of taking Kylan Hill. He meant to take Bobby Brown, but he still got him anyways, so bonus. Tommy Togiai, defensive line out of Ohio State. Let's check our man out here. 6'2", 300 pounds, solid against the run, and he took a big jump as a pass rusher. Again, slightly condensed season, but not so much so where you say it doesn't count. It's not 2-3 games. This is a solid, what, 7 games? 24 pressures on 189 attempts is super solid. I mean, again, most people can't see this. They just see this and say the guy can't rush the passer. He sucks. No, that's solid. And then you factor in this dude can do a real good job against the run. There's a lot of potential here. So, anyways, like I said, I'm going to bow out. I'm going to grab some instant coffee, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I got to go get my $10 taco. Hold on. Let me do something. Okay. Frank Zappa. That's what I was trying to think of for that Bobby Brown song. Not safe for work, but, you know, if you're just in the mood for something wildly inappropriate, that's something for you to do. All right, I got to start focusing in on my pick now. That's what I'm going to work on. Looks like we got an auto pick here from the Eagles. I dig that. So again, I got a quarterback. We got to do something now on top of that. Sage Surratt goes there. We got a little bit of time. I want to see. So Leno's still hanging on. Daniels and Whitehair probably not going anywhere. Massey, I think, is gone. So much for this being updated. Let's take a look at what tackles we got. It's kind of late to be getting tackles, but let's just check it out and see what we got. Do some homework. I'll try not to miss the picks because I know that's what you're here for, but come on. Come on, man. Sam Ellinger. Oh. 6'6", 327, and he's a right tackle. I dig it. So that's an option, right? And I think I got to be careful if I add people to the queue. That's going to get kind of messed up. But, all right, Adrian Ely's an option. Edge rusher, not really the biggest priority. Wide receiver is an option. That was so we got. This is obviously a better. Let's just do this. Defensive line is an option, no question about it. I know we still have Akeem Hicks, but again, he's kind of on his way out, so it's getting close to being Khalil Mack and nobody. I'm not saying that's the situation. I'm saying we're getting dangerously close to that. I also said I was just going to stack the offense up, though, so I'll try to keep to that, but we'll see what's out there. Actually, don't know if I care that much. It's just, and this says edge rusher, so there you go. Oh, he looks good though. He looks good though. I don't know. Tyler Shelvin's. So this is kind of, this would be the most exciting. You know, partially because again, after this year, we got nobody. We got rid of our slot guy. And Robinson's going to be gone shortly. Oh, we already got that. Oh, I missed the pick. All right, important stuff coming up here. Talk amongst yourselves. What do we think about this guy here? See, that's what sucks about waiting so long, because it's like everybody you get is just kind of like, yeah. I mean, this is not going to be the next Allen Robinson. You know what I mean? Do like Cam Sample as an edge rusher. We got Trey. We don't need him, but again, if we're just looking for flat out excitement for the sake of excitement, that's an option. We got another defensive tackle. Could go interior offensive line. Not the worst option in the world. Not super exciting, but prudent. Says he's a tackle, but at 6'4", 289, he ain't going to be a tackle in the pros. Has he ever played anything other than tackle? Of course not. He's played 56 snaps at guard. Kind of weird. Shouldn't have traded up. That's all right. Something fun to do. There goes Deontay Smith. And then Trey Norwood, cornerback out of Oklahoma. So, and again, cornerback is another big consideration with Fuller gone. I guess I don't care too much about value this late. I just want a good football player at a position of need. Let's check out Shakur Brown, 5'11", 190. So 2020 was a solid year, not the worst option in the world. He is a little bit smaller, 52.4 passer rating when targeted, great coverage grade, decent run defense. He is a little bit fluky, so that makes me nervous. But you know, again, you get this late in the draft, you're not getting first round talent. Wap Filior. That's a sweet name. I should just draft him. I should just draft him blind. Just trust our instincts on this one. Oh man, they got Gayo Teoti. If we're drafting based on names, the Vikings just killed us on that one. But I got Wap here. Let's see what Wap has to offer. Filior. No. Tamorian Terry. Big dude. 62.5% on 50-50 balls, but the receiving grade isn't great. But you get that, right? And if we do have Allen Robinson, and let's say on the off chance, you know, especially, hey, we got a new quarterback, maybe we can work on an extension. Maybe we can get that extension with Allen Robinson. Then we just need a number 2. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to just get some 6'4" go up and get it guy. What does he do in the red zone? Let's wait until after this pick. This might be interesting. If he's also a decent red zone threat, it's kind of cool. There goes Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon. Do we even get any red zone things? So he only had 1 touchdown. That sucks. He had 9 the year before, which isn't bad. I mean, 2019 is kind of his thing, but what's up with the fumbles now, dude? It just makes me nervous. I mean, again, I know you're not going to get a freak player right now, but LeBron Ray. Isn't he a 2022 guy? Or is he? I've got him in my 2022 stuff, so I think he's going back. Whatever. Actually, I have him quite high also. To Daryl Slayton, didn't really want him anyways, just a nose tackle. Not that we couldn't use him, but, you know, we got to do something a little bit flashy here. We can't be getting, like, rotational defensive tackles here with our 2nd pick in the draft. At least I stayed true to the Bears, man. This is what they do. Let's check out Robert Rochelle. We getting close to our pick here? 6'2", 195. Ooh, there you go. Now we're talking. Again, Central Arkansas, so it's like, not so sure about that Chief, but, I mean, he's good, at least at that school. Let's see, did he play anybody kind of big? Not really. Not really. He played North Dakota State. So he went up against our quarterback and did pretty well. He had only allowed 20 yards, no touchdowns, and had a pass breakup. So, I mean, we drafted the guy that couldn't throw against Robert Rochelle. So either they're both terrible or they're both good, right? That's one way to look at it. I don't know. I just say things. Excited about the house, though. Hopefully I get it. Find out tomorrow or Tuesday. Fingers crossed for your mans. Shakur Brown. Oh, man. They got my man. I did like him. He was my favorite of all the people. Oh, what else are we going to do here? So we got our... Do we still have our 50-50 guy? Who was our... Tamori and Terry was our 50-50 guy, right? I might just go that route. So we got a running back. Trade offer. What do we got going on here? Something to do. The Lions. You're giving me 2022 picks. I can't do that, man. I can't do that. You know I can't do that. I want to have a little bit of fun in this draft. I missed out on all the other picks. I thought it would be to my benefit, but I kind of like having picks, man. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Try not to do that in the future, and hopefully I get the Packers next time. I had the Packers, and then for some reason I come back and check on it, like, all right, today's the day, and it says I'm the Bengals and Mike got the Packers. Like, what are you talking about? And then I thought there was no trades, and then my stuff didn't work. Am I talking to myself? Nope, you're still here. Good. Great, because I have a lot to tell you. A lot of things you don't care about. All right, so we got the Cardinals, and then we're up. So I'm kind of digging Tamori and Terry. Not perfect, but again, we got our quarterback. We got our running back. We're going to work on a long-term extension. Bears are on the clock. That's great to know. I dig it, man. It makes sense. It does. We got a lot of work to do. My fault for giving away all my picks, but I think that's what we're going to do. Did you take him? No, you didn't. Okay. That's the problem with having this be live, because everyone else can see what I'm saying. Like, I'm taking him. All right, we're drafting Tamori and Terry. The big man. Go up and get it, guy. Sorry, trying to handle my business. All right, Colts just about got their pick in. Almost done with the 5th round. I got 3 picks in the 6th, and then we're going to coast through the 7th, and I might just duck out in the 7th because I got too much to do, and nobody cares. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now we're getting the picks going. There goes Wop. Hey. Hey. Way to go, Colts. Future Hall of Famer. Titans now. Coming in hot. I'm just judging guys based on their names from here on out. Ben Cleveland. Ooh, that sucks, man. Great football player, but that name is super boring. Let's check him out, because I think he is pretty solid. But, you know. Yeah. 6'6", 335. Yeah, as you can see, fantastic pass blocker, getting better and better as a run blocker. Almost exclusively right guard with a little bit of right tackle experience in a pinch. Good football player. D for names. All right, Raiders, don't let me down here. Chris Rumph? Eh. Not only is it a boring name, but it's the second, which is kind of obnoxious, and Rumph sounds like rump, so there's nothing good about that. Isaiah Wilson has cleared waivers. Shock of the century. That guy's never going to make it on another team again. I cannot believe somebody gave up compensation for that guy. That's unbelievable to me. 6'4", 235 pounds, 44. So again, nothing here but a solid pass rusher. I'll take it at 235. But you worry about that because again, you get these smaller speed bend guys, and it's like it just doesn't work in the pros very much anymore, which is why everybody now is 270 and they just bull rush right into the guy's throat. Just the wave of the future, man. Vikings getting after it. Good news in all this is that I'm pretty sure I need to take off work tomorrow, so that's exciting. All the little things in life, man. Robert Rochelle. Rochelle. Michelle. I don't know. I don't know. UCA, man. Central Arkansas getting after it. Small school, got to give it up. Purple is the Vikings got them though, right? So they don't care. They're fine with it. Very open-minded that way. 77 overall coverage grade. Yeah, I mean, he does a good job. Small school, taking a shot is what it is. Come on, Browns. What do we got? What do we got for Sample, Osborne? Here we go. Marlon Tuipulotu. That's the guy. That's the guy you need. And you need a defensive lineman. You have to take off work for a little bit. I don't know. So we can get this done. Jamon Osborne. Yeah, I mean, Jamon is, I mean, they threw the H in there, so it's kind of like Jammin, which is a great name, but it's like Jammin with an H. So, kind of sounds like Ozzy Osbourne a little bit. So, yeah, I'll give you a solid B minus for that. 6'2", 218 pounds out of Texas A&M. Also M. What are we looking for here? He's a wide receiver. I don't care about a loud pressure. Let's see, 872 yards, 13.2 per, 5 touchdowns. I'm assuming doesn't play in the slot very often, and he does not 19% of the time. Decent receiving grades, and 60% of the time he's getting the 50-50 ball, so I'll take that for a 6'2" guy. Go for it. Why not? Jaguars. Not wasting any time, man. They're getting that. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Marco Wilson. Marco's sweet, man. What is that in Florida? Marco Island or something? I want to go there. It made me think of Marco Island, so I'm going to give you an A minus. And I might have made that up. It might be something else. But plus it's like a Marco. I don't know. As a player, 2020, not very good. Not very good at all. Kind of horrible. But that's why he falls. You got a decent player that had a terrible year. So I can't really put a positive spin on that, actually. But it's, it's a thing. His name is Marco. That's kind of cool. Doesn't sound like a good football name, but like if this was the Mob, it would work. Marco, not Wilson, but Marco's cool. Wilson's not great for anything. I mean, I shouldn't throw stones. My last name is Schlip, which, I mean, that super sucks, but, this isn't about me. There it is. Baltimore. Tuipulotu. Dig it. That's an A. You're getting an A. Check out my man Marlon. Can't believe there's not two of them. 6'3", 305 pounds. Took a big jump in pass rush, smaller sample size, but 15 pressures on 159 attempts for a 305-pound guy. I'll take that. Kind of tickling the 10% range the last couple of years here. And a decent run defender. So, 21 years old, you got some time. You can be a rotational guy, kind of doing that whole thing. Be all right with that. Be fine with that stuff. All right, Saints. Khalil Herbert. Just straight up normal. There is the random H, though. You know, just throwing silent H's. I'll give you a couple bonus points for that. I dig silent H's because they always throw you off when you're trying to spell it, like Khalil. How do you spell Khalil? It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right because there's an H randomly in there. What do we want to start with? Rushing grades. Dude can run. Look at that. 2 years in a row. And he was with Kansas prior to and then went to Virginia Tech. Still tore it up. 7.6 yards per, 9.2 the year prior, 8 touchdowns, 4.78 yards after contact per attempt. That always throws me off. What else can you do, sir, at 5'9", 212? Can you catch passes? No, not so much. Not great at that thing. What happened? Oh, Packers. Packers. Pay attention, everybody. It's the Packers. Trill Williams. I like. See, it sounds boring. I like Trill Williams. I think it's the name. It's got to be Trill. It's certainly not Williams. It's Trill is an interesting name. It's not a hard to say name, but it's interesting and it flows with Williams. It's smooth. All right. Blocking ability, probably not much there either, but let's check it out. No. So he's a runner. He's a good runner. Fine. Packers getting Trill. 6'2", 198. Yeah, that works, man. Decent in terms of his run defensibility. The coverage really kind of blew up again. Condensed season, smaller season, but took a step and was never really bad. 80 passer rating when targeted. Gives up a touchdown every year, but never more than 2. He's had 4 career interceptions, 6 career pass breakups. Works for me. What you got, Buffalo? Joshua Kando. That sounds like Japanese or something, you know? Like makes me think of like an action movie, you know? What am I trying to think of? There's there's a specific word that I'm trying to think of that reminds me of that. Shindo? Kendo? It's like a type of karate or something. I don't know, but that's where my mind goes with it. So I'm thinking martial arts. He's 6'7", 265. He's got the whole what's his name? My brain is fried, man. Aikido guy. Action guy. Anyways, huge, Japanese trained. There you go. I like it. B-. He is an edge rusher, so I don't care about his coverage grade. I was real excited for a second. Like, dude, the guy can cover. He's done that 3 times, but he's good at it. 20 pressures out of 207 attempts. Meh. Can't tackle, not good at run defense. Cool name, though. Charles Snowden. You mean like that other guy, Snowden? Guy that's like in trouble for something? Yeah. I guess, you know, outside of espionage, it makes me think of Christmas. So there's that. But Charles? I don't know. Edge rusher, 17 of 131. That's pretty solid. 5 sacks the year prior, 36 pressures at 256, 26 at 251, 3 of 23. So he's always been above 10%, sometimes significantly. Never a huge sack guy, but I'll take it. It works for me. Dan's up, and then the Pack is back on the clock. Shamona. Jonathan Cooper. Nice. That's a name. Make sure you jump in the NFL Mock Draft Facebook group if you have not done so quite yet. It's got the blue image and it's, I don't know, it's there. Packers on the clock. Let's see what Mr. Jonathan Cooper is up to. Ohio State pass rusher. Didn't play. Oh my god. What is going on now? What is he, 40 years old? Last time he played was in 2016. This can't be the right guy. This is the wrong guy. This is the wrong guy. This is the wrong guy. Is it John? Is it John Cooper? There we go. That freaked me out. 6'4", 257. There you go. Good pass rush grade. Good stats. Packers now making their pick. That's NFL Mock Draft. Facebook group. Aaron Banks. It's a C- for the name. B+ pending the statistics here for the position and whatnot. Guard out of Notre Dame. That's what we're talking about, right? Yep. 6'6", 330. Big dude. Where does he play? What's he do? Ooh, I like it. Strictly a left guard. A little bit of right tackle and left tackle experience. You got that flexibility going on. And he is 6'6", so Packers are going to like that because you can stick him at tackle. Not that any of us want them to do that, but they're going to be teasing us and taunting us with that. Like, oh, maybe we should play him at tackle. Don't do that. Well, we might. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll just do it. Anyways, they like to do that. Great grades. No sacks. Solid. I dig it. I'll bump you up to an A-. Jaguars again. I feel like every third pick is the Jaguars. Am I wrong about that? I might be wrong about that. I feel like I'm right about that. Cam Bynum. This is... Ooh, trade offer. It's a boring name that's trying to be cool by spelling it weird. Your name is Cameron, and it's like CAMRYN BYNUM. I'm not buying it, dude. Boring. All right, what do we got? I get 2 picks, so that'll keep me around for the 7th round. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Where is my... Where are we at right now? Am I coming up? Oh, it's going to be a while. I don't care. That'll give me another pick, so we'll do it. So I got a 7th round pick, so now I got to stick around for the 7th round. Might have been a stupid thing to do because I probably shouldn't stick around, but so far it seems acceptable. Thank you to Dwayne John's son for jumping in on NFL Mock Draft Facebook group. My man. Justin Hilliard, linebacker out of Ohio State. Promise I meant nothing by that. It just, the first H was an accident. All right, let's check Cam Bynum. We're a little backed up here. Six-foot du omelet. Are we still here? Yeah, still going. Still going raw, strong. Banks is pretty good. Yeah. Anyways, so you're seeing the decline a little bit, but still a good football player. And again, we can kind of scratch this when it's 4 games. So we'll disregard that and just say the dude's pretty solid right in here. 75 to 83 range, under 100 passer rating when targeted. Gives up a decent amount of touchdowns, but has a decent amount of picks and pass breakups, etc., etc. So, all right. Check out Hilliard in a second. Cam Sample. Again, I feel like we drafted this guy 600 times. How many defensive linemen does Tulane have? All right, let's check out Hilliard, linebacker out of, I believe it was Ohio State. Bingo, 6'1", 231. Again, smaller size guy, and yes, he can cover, so that's what you're looking for. I mean, again, if PFF has anything to do with if their assessment is anything like the NFL's assessment, this guy's not going to make it this far. 230-pound guy that's been great against the run, that's been able to really do a great job in coverage the last 2 years. I mean, granted, if you look, it's basically one elite game and then a bunch of kind of mediocre stuff. But even so, what did he give up? 124 yards, no touchdowns, and had a pick? I don't know. I think he goes before the end of the 5th round, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Here we go. Here we go. Tough Borland, another linebacker out of Ohio. All right, getting caught up now. Cam Sample. I think you guys are deliberately getting boring name guys just to spite me. 6'3", 280. Real solid. Real solid. Look at that. Again, it's 2 lanes, so take it with a grain of salt, but the dude has been dominant. I mean, just especially against the run, tackling. I mean, nothing gets past him, but then you got the explosion as a pass rusher. 48 out of 316 is phenomenal. Again, the 5 sacks, not overly impressive, but I'll take it. Probably going to be more of just a run defender if I had to guess, but he's got that upside. Javian Hawkins, running back out of Louisville. Never know how to say that. It's like, I feel like I want to say Louisville, and then I throw in the Vol to try to sound correct, and it just comes out weird. Louisville. Tough Borland. Tough. It's hard to not like a guy named Tough, right? Although he spells it differently than, it's not like T-O-U-G-H, and that would be obnoxious. Like, it's like naming your kid Brock. Like, you're just trying to make him sound tough. So this is the opposite of the last. So again, similarly sized, but this dude cannot cover. Decent against the run though, but that's all you're getting. This makes more sense for a 5th, 6th, 7th round guy, in my opinion. His compatriot over here, Justin Hilliard, I think he goes significantly earlier than Tough Borland, but I don't know things. I just say things. Last 2 picks in the 5th round, and we're down to the final 2 rounds. Bingo. Oh, yeah. BJ Foster. I dig that. It's a solid name. Not an exotic name, but kind of a... I mean, Foster's makes me think of beer, and then, that's all you need to worry about. But it's a good name for 2 reasons, one of which I'll talk about. 5'9", 196, so again, great runner. Let's see if he can catch. Not so much. See if he can block. Well, you can see decent, but again, he's a runner. He's a smaller, slashing style runner that'll get 6 carries per game and do fairly well with those 6 carries. Come on, man. Nobody got time for this. Luke Farrell. All right, fair enough. Another Ohio State guy. So Ohio State guys are flying off the board right now. Let's check out BJ Foster. Nope. 6'2", 195. Safety. Free safety primarily, according to this, although he plays a little bit of strong. Not that it matters because he's bad at everything. Probably should stick to strong safety because at least he's somewhat of a redeemable player there. But overall, kind of just sucks at football. So there's that. Luke Farrell. For real. Luke for real. That's what we're going to call him. Tight end, so we'll look at his receiving grades because that matters more than anything else, although he is 260 pounds. Yikes. Oh, that is brutal. 37 yards. Dude better be the best blocker in the history of the world because that is disgusting. Yeah, dude can block. I mean, not the greatest pass blocker, but that's what you're getting. This guy's going to be a Packer right there. Luke for real is going to be a Packer. That's the only team that, is like, I don't care if he can catch as long as he can block. Only team. Maybe the Ravens. But Tyler Vaughns goes to the Jets out of USC. It's another just kind of obnoxious name. Like Vaughn? You mean like V-O-N? Vaughn? Something that should be 3 letters. You put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we got? 6'2", 190. Again, that slow decline is not my favorite thing to see, but it's something. 397 yards is so the year prior 912, 6 touchdowns, 12.3 yards per reception. Almost never in the slot, so kind of strange. Rashad Wildgoose. Hey, there it is. Falcons coming through. Didn't you get another good one last time? Nope, Hilliard. That's fantastic. Rashad Wildgoose. It's like Rashad with, I don't know. I would say a speech impediment, but I don't think any speech impediment turns SH into CH, right? And then Wild Goose. I mean, that's fantastic. I dig it. Well, we got the random H, Isaiah with 2 H's, and then Louder Milk. I respect it. And I think that's the pick. Is that the pick I traded? I don't think so. I think I was 619. Yeah, this is the one I traded. I respect these 2 picks here. I can't even check them out. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Good name picks. Keith Taylor. Nope. Fail. That's all right. All right, let's check out Rashad Wildgoose. It's like the Hispanic Rashad, I think. Rashad Wildgoose. 5'11", 197. Not very good at football. All right. Nice. Well done. Way to go on the name. Isaiah with 2 H's, Louder Milk. 6'7", 293. Back-to-back Badgers, so that's kind of cool. This guy's actually good at stuff. Solid against the run, has been for basically 4 years. Guy cannot get after the quarterback, but, you know, it's a thing. It's a thing. And then we got Keith Taylor. I think he sings for Aerosmith, but we'll get this pick quickly. Come on now. Dax Milne. It's kind of cool. Dax is good. Milne is weird. It's weird. It's like it doesn't go together. Like the letters, there's a something's not right with that, but that's all right. Keith Taylor. Can't go bad with Washington Corner. I mean, you can get Kevin King, but you know it's a good school. Keith Taylor, 6'3", 195. He's tall. Coverage isn't terrible, 88.3. Didn't allow a single touchdown in those 4 games. The year prior, though, 4 touchdowns. So hasn't had a single pick ever in 4 years. That's not great. Dax Milne. They spelled their own last name wrong, I think. BYU. We're looking at wide receivers, so we want receiving grades. Let's get this pick real quick, though. Tyree Gillespie. All right, that works. A lot of ease in that. A lot of ease. Dax Milne, wide. Oh, look at M grades. What is this all about? So this is kind of a cool one where, again, you got to get your staff together and really ask a lot of questions, because 2018 and 2019 were a mess. Nothing redeemable about this guy. All of a sudden, and there's not even a single bad day. Like his worst game was a 63 overall grade. All season. That's a full season. So this is an intriguing character. Dax Milne. Guy who spells his name wrong. I dig it, man. Very curious. Tyree Gillespie. Mr. Ease. Get the pick in real quick. Tommy Tremble. I think that's another blocking guy, if I'm not mistaken, which I probably am. Tyree, let's see, safety. Again, primarily free safety, so you're going to want to be able to cover. 2019 was a decent year for him. 2020 not great, 2018 not great. So you got kind of like that one good year sandwiched in between 2 bad ones. So again, you really got to do some investigation. You have to be able to answer the question, what the heck went wrong here before you draft the guy, or you just wait until the 6th round and say, forget it, let's just give it a shot. Tommy Tremble, horrible name for a football player. You don't want a guy that's supposed to be running out lead blocking whose last name is Tremble. Although you could say he's making other people tremble, right? I don't know. Just go with that, I guess. 20 years old, not yet 21 years old. Yeah, solid blocker. Pass blocking, run blocking, dominance. Receiving grades, not super great. 218 yards, not a single touchdown. A tight end with no touchdowns, that sucks. It just does. But he's a blocker. He'll catch a couple passes. He's Mercedes Lewis. LeBrian Ray, the guy that I don't think is going to be in this draft, but good football player. He is a very good football player. There's no question about that. I'll show you because, again, I have him, I think, as a first-round prospect next year, which I don't think anyone agrees with, but I don't care. I got him there. There you go. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Could be wrong about that, but solid run defender. He is at 10% as a pass rusher. Is what it is. I don't know. Oh, plus he's an Alabama guy, and usually you'll have Alabama defensive linemen that are fourth-round prospects, and then next year they're first-round prospects because they're Alabama defensive linemen. Not every time, but it does happen quite often. Either way, I like him. I like my Alabama defensive linemen. Wonder if that's true. There's a report that trade offer for Russell Wilson, we knew that there were, I think, 3 first-round picks and 2 players, but I don't think we knew who the players were. According to this, the Bears trade offer for Russell Wilson involved Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks. So it would have been 3 first-round picks and Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks. Now, I don't know financially how they can make that work, but I guess getting rid of Russell will help that work. I don't know. The question that was posed to me is who's dumber, the Bears for offering it or the Seahawks for turning it down, and I don't have an answer to that question. I don't know. I'm going to need to think on it, drink on it, meditate on it, sleep on it, whatever I got to do. I don't know. That's wild, man. The world has gone crazy. Here's Mr. J.R. Pace, safety out of Northwestern. Strong safety, so you want a guy that can stop the run. He can't, but hey, he can cover, so that's cool. I'm obviously being very specific. You got to be able to cover and stop the run no matter what as a safety, but that's just generally, if you're going to play that position, I'd like you to be good at it, and he doesn't seem to be super great at it. Also, pressures. You'd like to see a little bit more of that in your strong safeties, but anyway, 6'1", 210 pounds, and again, he's not bad in coverage. Look at these passer ratings over here, pretty solid. Ellerson Smith went to the Patriots off the edge, another edge rusher, our 900th of the draft. If you need an edge rusher, especially a backup, it's a great draft for you. 6'6", 245. So this is one of the smaller ones. He played at Northern Iowa for 2 years, 2019 being the last year. And again, the pass, dude, 62 pressures on 384 attempts. That's solid, man. That's not quite 20%, but that's a lot. That's all. 60 pressures is crazy. You see that once in a while in the pros, but there's a lot more games in the pros. I mean, you'll get close to 100, but that'll be like 18%. The Giants. You guys still here? Yeah, a couple of you. That's a bad pick at 9? Broncos fan. What was it pay that they took? It was Fuller and Hicks. Oh, he's going all the way back. All right. Yeah, welcome to the party here, Mr. Bronco fan. Sorry about the first round pick. It is what it is. Patty Fisher. It's another guy I think is going to be in the 2022 draft. I don't think he's in. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think he's expected to be in next year's draft. I don't think he's in this one. Maybe I'm wrong. They got a draft profile on the Draft Network, so I don't know. Just a thought. 6'4", 240. And so, yeah, I think he is in this draft because he's already got 4 years in. Not that he can't go back, but generally. I remember last draft, Patty Fisher was up really, really high, and I think probably part of the reason he went back, you can see super dominant, and then took a step back, and it's like, well, I'll fix that and be better, and then I'll get drafted higher, and it got even worse. So I don't know what's going on with him. Kerry Angeline, tight end out of North Carolina State. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, how do we get back to this? Because this was dominant right here. You can see what I'm looking at, right? Yeah. Elite in 2017, 2018. Then 2019, he was good, but not elite. And then he goes back to school, and it's like he's mediocre. You can see the passer rating, the stats and whatnot. He's only given up 1 touchdown in 4 years. That's pretty solid. Doesn't give up a lot of yards. He's got 1 pick every year. Run defense, I mean, again, it was elite, so it's just Reed Blankenship goes. That's the isn't he a kicker? Who's Blankenship the kicker? Was that last year the Georgia kicker was Blankenship? Rodrigo Blankenship, right? Anyways, yeah, so that's the question with Patty Fisher. Why do you suck now? Because you used to be very good, and we were all excited about you, and now you're not good. Let's see. 49ers agreed to a contract with K1 Williams. So that's a thing. We'll check those guys in a minute. I'm just kind of kicking back for a minute here. When's my next pick? 634. So we got 15 picks or so. Tony Poljan. It's an interesting one. All right, Kerry Angeline, tight end. 6'7", big dude. It's something. Almost 400 yards, 6 touchdowns is nice. When we're talking about, it's one every other game. He had kind of a dry spell here, but he's killing it the first half of the year. About a touchdown a game. He had 5 the year before, so at least he's got that going for him. Can he block? At 250? Not really. Could he block ever? Not really. So, I don't know. It is what it is. He's kind of a receiver. He's probably not going to contribute all that much, especially in Houston without a quarterback. I don't know what's going on there with the quarterback situation. Mohamed Sanogo. All right. Ole Miss too. You can dig that. Let's check out Mr. Reed Blankenship, Rodrigo's second cousin through marriage. So primarily a strong safety at 6'1", 200. Grades were horrible in 2020. And when you play at Middle Tennessee and you suck in Middle Tennessee, I don't think he's getting drafted. I hate to tell you. I mean, if you go back and say, yeah, but he was better here, you still get the red flag of why did it get worse in the COVID year? Like, did you not work out? Did you not practice? Did you not do all those things you're supposed to do? But even then, it wasn't super fantastic before that. I mean, if this is Clemson, those are good grades. At Middle Tennessee, you should be killing everybody. Patty has been linked to Kingsbury. Thought I was going to snipe him and get a nice little steal. Yeah, Patty's interesting, man. I wonder what you're going to get in here. I wonder what there has to be some thought process as to what happened. Is it injuries? What is it? Because it's very, especially when as a rookie you're dominant, and in year 2 you're dominant, and then it just kind of falls off. That's strange. Where do we leave off? Blankenship. Tony Poljan. Let's start with blocking. Can you block? Well, a little bit. At 265, that's solid. Can you catch? A little bit. 411 yards, 10.8 yards per reception is kind of high for a tight end, especially a 6'7", 265. 6 touchdowns. Again, not bad. More than a half a touchdown a game. This is horrible. 50-50 balls, the contested catch percentage is 14%. That's brutal. Grant Stewart, not Stewart, Stewart, linebacker out of Houston. Where are we picking? Oh, we got a couple back-to-backs coming up. Doo-dee-doo. Let's check out Mr. Mohamed Sanogo. It's Sanogo. You don't got him? What school does he play for? Ole Miss, you should have him. We spelling his name wrong? Mohamed S? Nothing? All right, forget it. I don't really care about him anyways. Never liked that guy anyways. Shaka Tony. That is what I'm talking about. That gets a round of applause. I love that guy's name. Shaka Tony. Fantastic name. One of the best ones in the entire draft class. Should be a first-round pick with that name. Jonathan Adams, wide receiver, 6'3", 220. Right away, contested catch, 62%. I'll take that. Great receiving grades. And again, he blew up. Why? You know, can we trust it or not? But pretty exciting. 91% on the boundary, so he's strictly staying outside. Again, solid contested catch guy at 6'3", 220. Here's a random question. Can you block? Because you can come to Green Bay. Oh, yeah. There it is. Jonathan Adams. Lock it in. He's a Packer. Grant Stewart, after this pick. Come on. Got another trade offer. Six one 220. So small dude. And when you're a small dude, you better be able to cover, and he can't. He's a run defender at 6'1", 225. Sorry, dude. I don't buy it. I mean, you can get away with that at Houston, but at 225 pounds, you're going to stop the run? No, you're not. You're not going to do that. I don't think it's going to work. If you could fly around and cover, cool, but you're terrible in coverage. He's not getting drafted. That's my prediction. You guys keep an eye on Grant Stewart and see when he gets drafted. And I will laugh at the team that does it. If it's the Packers, I'm going to cry. Demetric Felton. That's a solid name. I think he's I remember Felton. It's a decent name. But speaking of great names, Shaka Tony. Man, that's a good name. Edge out of Penn State, 6'3", 252. 23 pressures out of 201. That's solid. Had 43 out of 340 the year before. So he's a great pass rusher. You can see the grades. You can see the stats are at least 10%. Every other year he kind of blows up. Decent against the run. Sack numbers are never super crazy, but Shaka Tony, man. Shaka Tony. Trey Brown, cornerback. Nope. Whoa. Got a lot of Trey Browns. My bad. Wow. Cornerback out of what? Oklahoma. A lot of Trey Browns. All right. Oh, we didn't check him out yet. 5'10", 186 is a smaller guy out of Oklahoma. Solid in coverage. Went down a little bit, kind of across the board, especially against the run, but you don't care. At 5'10", 186, you're probably not going to be able to tackle. The point is, can you cover? 46 passer rating when targeted is pretty solid. Always feel a little bit uncomfortable taking an Oklahoma defender, but, you know, if you can play, you can play. Brenton Cox, edge rusher out of Florida, number 950. Edge rusher, that is. 6'3", 250. Solid, man. I mean, he missed 2019, but, I mean, he's never really had a bad grade in any category. 0 passer rating. I mean, he was in coverage only 17 times, but you always like to see that. 48 pressures out of 348. Sacks, again, are not super high either year, but seems like a kind of a hidden gem kind of a guy. Malik Herring, another edge rusher. Ash crazy. Ash just crazy. What you up to, Herring? So many edge rushers. 23 out of 213, solid. 23, 224, decent. 18, 136, decent. Solid against the run. At 280 pounds, you would expect to be so. Yeah, solid. It's another guy where it's like, why is he so far down the board? I don't know. Probably because he's at 280. People don't see him much as a pass rusher. He's more of a set the edge kind of a guy, with some pass rush ability. But that's probably why he's going to go as late as he does. But he seems like he can do a decent job. Robot is on the clock. Puka Williams. All right. I like that. A lot of guys with Williams as their last name have some good names. Trill Williams, Puka Williams. I like it. Let's see what Puka's up to. Oh, it just dawned on me. His name is Puka Williams Jr. So his dad's name is Puka Williams. That's awesome. That's there's 2 Puka Williams out there. It's amazing. I love it. All right. Can't catch. That's fine. Did in 2018 at least. Rushing grade 5'10", 170. He's a smaller guy. Again, these are all the same guy. They're smaller. They're good runners. 5 points, something yards per attempt. Not very good after contact, but again, he's 170. It's especially for this guy. Do you have special teams? I should check that out. Can you return punts and stuff? Not punts, but kick returns. 28.1 yards per return is pretty solid. So he's got that going. That's an additional bonus. He's a running back that is not a very good receiver, decent runner, but at 170, it's kind of iffy. Just throw him on kick return, man. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with Puka. Garrett Wallow in your sorrow. Right? Right, guys? Small guy, can he cover? He can. I'm going to give him this one. 63 in 2020, right? But this guy can cover, so that's something, right? Because there's a lot of guys in the NFL. All the guys that you hear that are elite running linebackers, for the most part, this is what their grades look like. Their run defense is trash. Their overall grades are not that good because their run defense is trash, but they can cover. This guy has a place in the NFL. Kind of reminds me, who's the guy the Packers got in the 7th round that one time? I don't think he graded out this well, but he's a small guy. Everybody got excited because he's really fast, and he just kind of flamed out. That's probably Garrett Wallow. Pick is in for somebody, the Baltimore Ravens. Iyabi Anoma. There you go. Alabama edge rusher, Iyabi Anoma. I like it. What's up with Iyabi? This is another one. I've never heard this guy's name. Oh, wait, what? He ain't from Alabama. What are you talking about? That's why I haven't. Has he played a single snap anywhere ever? What is this? Oh, it is. It is Alabama. So he played in Alabama and then he went to Tennessee Martin. I don't know what's going on here, but he played in Alabama, and was bad, and then went to Tennessee Martin and didn't start there. I don't know what this is, but I dig his name. Dig the name, man. Did I get a trade request? What was that? Do I want to give this away? Not really. I should, but not really. Packers are on the clock. Trey Dean. Another one I would have thought was gone by now. All right. Okay. Trey Dean. I think he's a smaller guy. Nope. Way off. 6'3", 200 pounds. Trey Dean. Well, that explains that. He's a terrible football player. Somewhat. I can't give him any. This is just bad. Just across the board. I mean, this is fine. Passer rating. Didn't really get thrown at very much. Not a lot of touchdowns. Only gave up 83 yards. I don't know why he graded out so terribly. Must have just been worse corners getting targeted. I don't know. I have no idea why he graded out so poorly. The stats are fine, but pretty brutal. They're not fans. All right, Packers. Here we go. Anthony Schwartz, another wide receiver. How many is that? Is that just 2? We doubling up? Doing like an Equanimous and Jamon Moore thing? Marquez Valdez Scantling? That is 2. But Diami Brown was a third-round pick, so we're kind of going for a little bit more depth, which makes sense. We're going to be losing a lot of wide receivers in the future here. Some people are worried we're going to lose Devontae. I think there's pretty close to a 0% chance of that. Just throwing my 2 cents. Right. So 6 foot 179, not a super big guy. Certainly not a contested catch guy. 11.8 yards per reception, so he's not a deep threat guy. Kind of 50-50 on slot and outside. Kind of a, what would that be like? I'm blanking on his name. I can't get Geronimo out of my head. I'm trying to think of Alan Lazard. He's kind of 50-50-ish. There's not a lot here. I mean, nothing's bad, but there's not like a he's that guy kind of a thing. Not much of a blocker. How about special teams? Nope, you suck at special teams, so we're not putting you on special teams. So it is what it is. Spencer Brown, running back out of UAB. Nope, UAB. Thank you very much. I'm just looking at special teams grades for me because we're getting so late into it. He's not the worst, kick coverage and whatnot. As a runner, solid again. Although he's 6 foot 220, so this is a guy you can put some miles on him. 6 foot 220, 4.8 yards per attempt, 10 touchdowns. That's solid. Can you catch a pass? I mean, it's UAB, which is probably part of the problem, but not really. Can't really catch a pass. Can you block? You're a big dude. Big boy. Not really. All right, so you can run. That's about it. Fair enough. Fair enough, my friend. Anthony Schwartz speed. Yeah, that's right. He blew away that. I don't know, man. His yards per catch is like 4 yards. So if he's fast, he's not doing anything with that speed. You mean the Bears did not Seattle? I'm coming in halfway through the chat. I'll stop trying to contribute here. The Seahawks offered 3 first-round picks, Fuller and Hicks, for Wilson. Seattle said no, which led to Fuller being cut. I don't know. That's just what the article said was Khalil. But, yeah. Either way, it's super crazy. What do we got? Adrian Ely, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. Did we look at him? Is this the guy? I think this is the guy I looked at, possibly for the Bears. 6'6", 237. Right tackle. Yeah, I think that's the guy I was looking at. Solid. Another guy that's like, I don't know if he makes it that far. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Right tackle that doesn't give up pressures is kind of a hot commodity. Ben Davis, linebacker out of Alabama. Shamo, man. I'm hoping the guys that run this site are kind of watching because you can see this is an edge rusher, not a linebacker. Just throwing a couple corrections out there. He is an outside linebacker, but he's apparently a pass rusher. I don't know. Although that may not be the case. They're calling him an edge rusher, but he has 0 pressures on 23 attempts. Not that that's impossible. I mean, we have players on our team that have 23 attempts in a game. He's obviously such a backup, but this is a guy that he's had 36 total pressures in his 4-year career. And again, Za'Darius might have 36 in a game, so he's got 1 pressure on 36 attempts. I hope that PFF is wrong and Walk the Mock is right, because 1 pressure in 4 years as an edge rusher in Alabama, that sucks. Marcavius Bryant. All right. Sounds kind of like Barcavius Mingo, I guess. Not quite as cool, but, you know. Because Mark isn't as cool as Bark. You know, you got a dog and you got, you know, guy in the Bible. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it's not as, like, hardcore or anything. This guy is not even on here. Auburn. Is there something wrong with the way that that's spelled? Let's Google it. Nope. Oh, Big Cat. Did they put Big Cat in here? Did they put Big Cat? Did y'all put Big Cat? You bunch of stupid people. Big Cat Bryant. Big round of applause. It's cheating a little bit because that's not his real name. But that's pretty cool. He sucks, but I'm a fan. Big Cat Bryant. I want him. Bears are on the clock. All right, I got to pay attention here. We got a wide receiver last time. I'd like to get an offensive lineman. If we can get a tackle, I mean, I shouldn't get a tackle this late, but if he can play, he can play. Stuber. Andrew Stuber. How much time? I don't have much time. See, I took too long because I'm stupid. Come on, come on, come on. Pass blocker. What do you do for a living? Right tackle. Forget it. We'll take Stuber. I don't care. I do what I want. Haha, Packers. I got Stuber. Suck it. That's what you get for taking Spriggs from us. Teach you a lesson. Although we got Spriggs back. All right, who are we going next? We got interior offensive line, Jimmy Morrissey. Let's check out this guy out of Pittsburgh. Told you, man, we're just stacking around our quarterbacks. So he's a center. So we have Cody White here who can play guard. He could also play guard. He's not that great anyways, although he was pretty good last year. Let's see what else we got. Drake Jackson. I'm kind of looking for right guard primarily. Looking for the right side of the line. Come on. Another center. They're all centers. Everyone's a center in this life. Ever play guard? You want to play guard? You're a very good football player. He's a very good football player. I kind of dig that. I kind of like that. We might just kick Cody White here to this. You go play guard. Kind of letting me down at center anyways. Yeah, I know I'm on the clock. Genius. Tony Fields, linebacker. All right. He's a guard. Are you a right guard? And are you good at football? No, and kind of. All right. How about Hutcherson? I know I'm kind of getting deep into this, but we'll check one more, and then I'm going with my center out of Kentucky. He's a guard. 6'4", 320. Decent. Left. Oh, he did play a lot of right guard. I'm going to go with Drake. I like Drake. Very, very good football player. Center, a little bit of guard. We can kick White hair out of that spot and move him over to guard. I think he played a lot of left guard. We can try him at right guard. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. It'll be all right. Oh, you love it. Give me a smiley face. So, Trey Lance, wide receiver, tackle. So, last 2 picks probably go defense. Probably should have gone defense already, but we should have not given away all our picks until the 5th round anyways, but I did. Trying to stay true to what Ryan Pace would do, all right? So just cool it. Can't tell me I'm being unfair in my representation. I guess Illinois got knocked out. That's who I picked to win. Tyquan Thornton. I can get behind that. Let's get caught up here a little bit. So we saw our 2 picks. Tony Fields, linebacker for the Packers. Let's see what we got in Tony Fields here. 6'1", 220. I dig it, man. I mean, it's solid across the board. Again, at 220, you're kind of hoping for a little bit of coverage ability, but that's not a terrible grade, although he was terrible in the past, so I don't know that that's going to be a strength for him. But, yeah, the passer rating isn't fantastic. Doesn't have a lot of picks, more touchdowns than picks, clearly. The run defense and tackling, though, is pretty decent, so it's a thing. And we'll check out Tyquan once the Vikings are done with their pick. What am I up next? 643, so I'm coming up again. We'll do Tyquan, and then I gotta focus up. Probably look at corners. Do corners. Not saying it has to be a corner, but, you know, not opposed to reaching at this stage in my life. Jimmy Morrissey's gone. Ha! I got the better one. I'm just kidding. Jimmy might be better. Actually, he was solid, but he was a center. But so is the guy I got. Whatever. I don't care. It's my life, and I do what I want. Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver out of Baylor, 6'3", 180. Big boy, horrific receiving grades. That's not great. Continually getting worse every year. 9.9 yards per reception. 1 touchdown the entire season. Only 158 yards. 14% on his contested catches. That's horrific. So, anyways. All right. Get rid of this stuff. Cornerbacks. DJ Daniel. What you got for me? I know I'm missing the pick. Sorry. DJ Daniel. What's their quarterback's name? JT Daniel? I don't know. Something like that. Cam McGrone. It sounds a lot cooler when you drop the on and just call him Cam McGrone. Cameron McGrone is, it's like, you know, his dad is Cameron McGrone. He's Cam McGrone. The better of the two. All right. What do we got? 6'1", 185. I mean, he can tackle and stuff, you know. Not terrible in coverage. Adrian Fry. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Oof. Yikes. Get me out of here. Wrong turn. Get out of here. Ohio State, 6'1", 195. Decent build. Decent, you know, I mean, I guess I'll look at defensive tackles, too. If we're going to go this deep on corner, we can assume that some of these guys will be back on the come around. Don't take a tackle, man. Ooh, Kerry Vincent. Did we just look at him? I don't even know what's happening anymore. All right. We want to look at Jalen Amore Davis, and then I want to start looking at defensive tackles a little bit. None of these guys are fantastic. All right. Defensive line. Thomas Booker. Hey, Thomas. Tommy. I mean, you know, stop the run and whatnot. Not gonna get you super excited. That noise freaks me out every time. Looking for a trade partner. Oh my, Bug, look at your offer. Buffalo. Slow down, man. It'll be all right. Matt Bushman. All right, get out of my face. Got to hurry up here. We got to make a decision. There's got to be somebody. There's got to be a hidden gem in here somewhere. We're going to find him. We're going to find that son of a gun. That's not him. See, this is another one. This guy is another guy from next year. I don't know. Maybe he's not going to be next year's thing. I don't know. Talk about a hidden gem, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm positive. I did the graphics for him for my 2022 draft, so that might be our pick right there. Decent pass rusher, solid, against the run. That ain't it. How about you, Glenn? Glenn will be around next time. Yeah, don't want him. Bears are on the clock. I think we got our pick. We're going to go the Notre Dame defensive tackle. Carson Green, offensive tackle. Yay for you. I don't know who he is, though. All right. This is our guy. Ha! Oh. Ryan, who will be better, Lance or Love? Love, obviously. Come on now. What kind of crazy question is that? What do we got left here? Got one more pick in the 7th round. Somebody want to trade me? I'll bow out of here right now. It's the last pick in the 7th round. We got 6 people watching. 7. I apologize. I better stick around. We got 7 people watching now. What does he say? Ely's pro day was awful. Not an athlete. Bears still suck. Mike's just on top of things here. Jason also wanted to point out Ely was awful in his pro day. Gary's got back-to-back picks for the Jags. Corey Sutton, App State. One of those days, man. All right. Austin Watkins. All right, let's get caught up on the Jaguars picks here. Corey Sutton. So back-to-back wide receivers. How many wide receivers do you have now? Are those the first 2 you went after? So I can respect that. I've done that several times where it's like, I'd like to get a wide receiver. We missed all the way through, so we're just going to double up and hope that that strategy pans out. Probably won't, but, won't be for lack of trying. Corey Sutton, 6'3", 205. Another a lot of big guys later. Yeah. Grades are there. Good hands. Not great contested catch. 14.7 yards per reception, 7 touchdowns, most of which kind of at the back of the, whatchamacallit season. 10 touchdowns last year, similar contested catch, so he's getting about a third of them. So he's not that guy. I don't know, it's something. Again, we're in the 7th round, so. Marquise Hayes. I'm busy, though. Austin Watkins. Let's see what we got here. Pachow. Babow. Another 6'3" guy, because obviously everybody's a monster. Grades completely off the charts, ridiculous. Let's go back to 2020 because that always confuses me, but still solid grades. Contested catch 73%, crazy. 13.6 yards per reception. Not a huge touchdown guy, but he's getting chunks, and you just launch it to him down the field and he catches it. Again, I don't know what happens when you up the competition level, but that's what you're getting in that guy. Ideally, possibly, maybe. Texans are getting 2 out of the next 3 picks. Just killing it right now. So much action. About that action. Oh, yeah. Shaun White. Now I want to watch Breaking Bad. His name was Deshaun, right? Oh, Walter. That's what it was. It was close. Southeastern Louisiana Lions. I'm not ashamed to say I have no idea what that is. This the right guy? Is this a guard or a wide receiver? It's a guard. Okay. Oh, that was confusing. All right, so we're getting a left guard. Good pass blocker, mediocre run blocker. Cool. Deshaun White. 6'2", 227 linebacker. Bad football player. Sweet. Texans back at it. The robot's in the house. Errol Thompson. Errol? Errol. I don't know. I'm not giving you credit for that name, robot. Because it's not, I don't know. Just being obnoxious. 6'1", 250. 4 years of experience. Been playing quite a few snaps all that time, so he's been around for sure. Bigger guy. Don't expect him to be great in coverage, and he's not. Has been consistently pretty solid against the run, so I'll take that. He'll be just sort of a tackling machine out there on the field. Frank Darby goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, wide receiver out of Arizona State. Keep those picks rolling, man. Let's rock this. 6'1", 220. Hey, a normal-sized wide receiver. Amazing. Amazing. Not good at stuff, but talk about a deep threat, though. 19.9, 20, and 26 yards per reception. That's crazy. Contested catch has been, I mean, I guess this is not great, but overall about 50%. Not bad for 6'1". Primarily a boundary guy. Decent touchdowns. It's not bad. Not bad. See how it goes. Not mad about it. 7th round. Catch a couple passes here and there. Seattle with their second pick of the day. Ha ha ha. That's a joke. Maybe. I don't know. Might be. Kennedy Brooks, running back out of Oklahoma. Probably better than their linebacker out of Oklahoma, if I had to guess, but we'll see. Kennedy Brooks. Safe bet, but just a guess. 5'11", 209, did not play in 2020. 2019, rushing grade. Very good. Elite. Dominant. Crazy good. 6.5 yards per attempt, 6 touchdowns, 3.54 yards per whatever contact thing. Receiving, can you catch? Can he catch? Can anyone catch? No, he's terrible at it. How about blocking at 209 pounds? Ready? Anybody? Yeah, he can. So, sweet. Solid. I like it. Kennedy Brooks. Done. Done deal. Tariq Black, wide receiver out of Texas. Let me guess. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. It's a wild guess. Oh, it's 6'3", 217. I was off by, 12 pounds. Don't care about pressure. Can you catch footballs? Nope, and nope, and nope. 1 touchdown, 23% contested catch, 12.9 yards per reception. Yeah, it ain't great, boss. When am I picking? When am I picking? When am I picking? Winnipeg, Winnipeg, when am I picking? Come on, man. DeMar Hamlin, my best friend. I don't know who he is. We're in I don't know who he is territory, although I am familiar with quite a few of these names, fortunately, from doing all these mock drafts, but I can never remember. Like, I know the name, but I don't remember if he's good at stuff. Although Pittsburgh's been pretty good to us lately. 6'1", 195. DeMar ain't bad, man. DeMar ain't bad. 65.8 passer rating. 6'1", 185. I think it said safety, didn't it? Did it not say safety? It says free safety. This guy's a slot corner / safety, but seems to be a slot guy more often than not. But you get that kind of both and or dynamic. Again, stats are great. Oh, that was 2019. But still, stats were not bad in 2020. I was going to say no touchdowns, but that's not true. He gave up 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 7 pass breakups. 402 yards. I mean, again, 7th round, missile, tackling machine. I'll take it. Maybe that's why they call him a safety, too. I think in 2020 it kind of stepped up. Osiris Mitchell. I can dig that. Yeah, he's mostly a strong safety, or at least 50-50 in 2020. And I think he's going to be better at that. That's probably a little better for him. Don't put him in the slot. He's 6'1". He can't cover. He should be a strong safety, if anything. Osiris Mitchell, 6'3", 208. I don't think they seem to do 5. So I'll go back to 205. I don't think they do like 210. 6'5", 210. I'm cutting them short here. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. All right. Not much of a catcher, but good hands. 10 yards per reception, 40%. Yeah. 7 rounds is brutal, man. Kudos to anybody that's still watching this. It's crazy. Mike, man, love you, man. I mean, I know you're making picks, but sticking in there. 5 other people. I think there's 1 person on Facebook grinding this out. I would not be watching me. So thank you guys for hanging out. But hey, it's also a good opportunity. Again, I have these stats and stuff. So if you want to actually see this, come check it out. I'll show you. I'll show ye. Nick Lenners, tight end, 6'5", 252. Can't catch a pass to save his life. Can't pass block. Contested catch is 0, so that's cool. But he hasn't had any contested catch targets because he's only been targeted 3 times ever. And he caught all 3 of them for 8 yards. So that's cool. He had 3 contested catch targets in 2019, didn't catch any of them. So we probably could have just burned that pick if we wanted to. I don't know if we had to waste our time. I mean, I'm sure we got unlimited minutes, but if that cost any amount of money to put that pick in, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, I'm being mean. This is their dream to be a football player. I hope he's great. There we go. Ramaud. I need a minute here. Ramaud Chiakau Bowman. That works. That works for me. Ramondre Stevenson, running back out of Oklahoma. Just want to give a second shout out to Quentin for the $10 taco donation. Super awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. I honestly don't even know how you did that. I don't even know how you donate to that, but I appreciate that. Bing bong. Bing 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 bang bong. What are we doing? Check out Ramad Chiaokayo. Yeah. Solid, right? 12.4 yards per reception, 5 touchdowns. It's about, 1 every 2 games. Massive breakout. About 50-50 on 50-50 balls, so you got to respect that a little bit. Only 3 drops. Yeah. Decent. Check out Ramondre after the Vikings pick. Don't think we're coming up. We're kind of coming up. Randall St. Felix. I can dig that. I dig that name. I'll give you a little bit on that. Whoa! Charger's not messing around. Get no music when you auto pick, apparently. Sedarius Hutcherson, there he goes. Did we even get a chance to check him out, or did I just say forget it and went with the Kentucky guy? I don't remember. Let's check out Ramondre. Come on now. Whoa! Where did this guy come from? So yes, he can catch. 6 foot 246. He's a monstrous human being. Really solid receiving grades. Can he not run? Is that the problem? No, a 90 overall running grade. 6.6 yards per attempt, 7 touchdowns, 8 yards per attempt previously. Can you block? Yes, elite, dominant. Special teams? No, but it's kind of random. What's going on with Ramondre, man? What's up with that? Gets no love. Seems like a solid football player. I mean, I know you can get running backs late, but he's better than half the guys we've been seeing, and he's 250 pounds. There's DJ Daniel out of Georgia. All right, we got to focus up a little bit. So, what do we say? We need a cornerback, right? I think that's just what we're going to do. We're just going to take the best available cornerback. What cornerbacks do we have available to us? We checked out Fry already. None of these guys were all that great. I think we checked out Johnson, but let's check again. So one of these guys has got to be decent, I would think, right? Not you. Thomas Booker. Booker T. Washington. Wrestler. Not Washington, the first guy. That's a defensive tackle. So we got to get rid of that. My wife is calling. That's not great. I think after this pick, I got to bow out because she's going to get very mad that I'm not answering this call. That ain't super great. I might just put in the auto pick because I got to call her back. So I'm going to pick a guy, and I'm gonna duck out. Hope y'all understand. I wish I could just find a guy. This guy isn't bad. Lorenzo Burns, a little smaller. Come on, somebody here is a stud. He's going to be hidden. He's going to be buried. He's there somewhere, though. I know it. There he is. Noah Daniels, don't you dare steal him. This is my guy. All right. I'm going to still be here, but I'm going to take myself off camera and mute this so you can't. So I'm going to be watching. But if I don't talk to you anymore, thank you very much for hanging out. Hey, Mike, $20, dude. Hey, thank you so much, my friend. It says go get 2 more tacos. I love tacos, dude. I'm gonna get. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Mike. Again, I'll be here. So any other taco stuff, I'll jump on and say thank you. But I'm gonna kind of bow out a little bit so I can call my wife back so we can get this house buying thing figured out. Such and so forth. So, that kind of stuff. I'm invisible now.